Hello everyone. It is so good to be with you again. Call it Wednesday Wisdom because that's really what it is. As we're all in this, we're all going on this journey, this navigation together through really untangling the mess that sometimes feel like is what we're currently in, is what we've been through. It can feel messy, it can feel confusing, it can feel conflicting. And we always get an opportunity. We don't have to do anything. And I think so many of us feel like, yes, I do, and I have to. And in that feeling like, yes, I do, there's resistance to the things that we don't want to do because it feels like in that energy, it's not a choice. But everything is a choice, everything is a decision. And the greatest, most impactful choices and decisions are the ones that we consciously make, depending on what our desires are, depending what our outcome, our goal, our plan, our dream is, and to take that next step. And I had an opportunity to experience this morning, and I love the practicality of everything that we get to explore inside this space because it's so relevant. It's so relative to what we went through in the past. It's so relevant to what we're going through today, and it's so relevant to what we're going to go through in the future. And when we harness in, when we call in, when we tap into, when we connect with, when we tune into our personal power, we get to have the experience that leaves us feeling so much better than when we feel powerless, we feel hopeless, we feel like life is happening to us and it's just coming in, like bombarding us from every angle, and it just feels like we want to recluse and retreat and run and hide. All those trauma responses kick in, and it can feel overwhelming. And those are the things that lead to the stuffing, the bottling, the gaslighting ourselves, the pretending like we don't need any help, the superhero you, the pretending like you've got it all. Those are the things that lead you to thinking it has to be perfect before you can put it out there, that it has to be precise, all of the P, me attributes and characteristics, or thinking that it never will be, and so putting it off and delaying it and delaying it and never really giving it a chance to grow and to harness, never planting that seed. It's almost like you've got a bag of seeds and you desire to have what they will become. Strawberries just popped into my mind. So you've got a bag of seeds of strawberries, and you've got the soil, and you've got the pot, and you don't need to go get sunshine. It's just there. There's so many things that are just there, that are just available to us, that are just in abundance, and you've got everything you need. And you could even do this without the pot. So it's not like it has to be one way or a certain way, but you have that because perhaps you want to start it indoors and then take it outdoors because perhaps you want to experience this, but it's not quote unquote the right season. So you're going to create it in a way that you can allow for the most ideal outcome. The outcome is I want strawberries. I've got the seeds, I've got the pot, I've got the soil, I've got water, I've got sunshine. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. And not every day is cloudy, but we often bring in our own clouds. And we often block our own sunshine that's always there, that's always available to us. We bring in our own storms, we bring in our own clouds, and we block the things that we desire to experience and to receive. And in this, we block the life that we want to live. So it's as if you've got everything, and and you're afraid. You're like, I'll plant the seeds tomorrow. I don't know. What if they don't grow? What if it really isn't the right season? What if I shouldn't start it off in the pot? What if I really should just wait until springtime and go plant them in the backyard? You know what? What if I should build a trellis and I should have a strawberry trellis and you know what? I'm gonna plant the seeds when I get the perfect little sign, but it's gotta be the right size because what if the strawberries grow too tall and then they overtake my sign and then all I see are the green leaves and I don't know what I planted there. And then what if I pull it up thinking that it was carrots that I planted and they're actually strawberries, and then I pulled them up too soon and then I won't ever get the strawberries that I wanted. You see how we do this? We do this to ourselves, and we do this to ourselves constantly and consistently. And this is the what if mind, the gaslighter mind that you're going through in the transforming past pain to present power, and powerful, powerful, connective, deep, energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual exercises that guide you through getting rid of that, getting rid of that story in our mind, getting rid of that story in our head that goes down. I always call it chasing the rabbit down the hole, that chases the rabbit down the hole and then says, well, you know what, I don't have the sign and I'm just going to wait till springtime, and this little pot, what if they grow too big, or what if I get more? Oh, I get excited. What if I get more strawberries than I ever imagined, and then I can share them with my neighbors and my friends, and oh my gosh, I'm going to make strawberry pie and strawberry jam, and then I'm going to freeze some of them so I can put them in my smoothies in the morning, because that's one of my goals this year. Yay for goals. I'm going to get healthy this year. That's what I'm going to do. But I'm going to wait till springtime. And so I'm going to experience lack. I'm going to experience frustration and tension and for a couple months. And then we don't do anything. We don't take action. We sit on it. We dwell. We ruminate. Well, what if? Well, oh my gosh. And we do this. And we do this to ourselves all the time. It's human nature. It really is. And getting ourselves out of that state where we're beating ourselves up for that. But you can see how that leads to the perfectionist and the procrastinator. All of the archetypes of the emotionally abused that we get into in this program, that we give ourselves the ability to free ourselves from. We can allow ourselves to be free from the things that we don't deserve, that we don't desire. But that's not just sitting around going down, well, what if, what if, what if, what if, what if? So, what came to me this morning, because I had an experience of this, I wrote it down because I wanted to remember. Anything that's important, I write down to ensure that I remember it. Because what I've recognized about myself is that when it's really, really important, I'll feel this energy of, ooh, yeah, that was for me. And I know, especially on our Wednesday Wisdoms, things that are for me, I know will be relevant and valuable for you, will be significant for you, because if they are for me, I trust my intuition, I trust my inner guidance that it will be for you, or that you'll find some piece of what we dive into and some piece of what we share each week that you'll think, yes, 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 yes. And that is my sacral response. If you haven't looked into human design, it's incredible. I can't recommend it enough. Mine is a sacral response. I feel this, yeah, and this really good, expansive, open, energetic excitement. And I feel like, yep, yep, yep. And so I know when I feel that, it will leave, and then something else will come in, because we have on average 60 to 70,000 thoughts a day, and I recognize and realize that's a thought, and that thought gives me an emotion, a feeling, an internal experience. And when I like it, I want to capture it, I want to keep it, I want to hold on to it, and I want to share it, because if it works for me and if it lights me up inside, I trust that it will serve you as well. So with this, see, I just lost it. Oh, that's what it was. This morning, so my daughter's birthday was yesterday. She turned 6 years old, and birthdays are super fun. And I recognize why that song is so popular. It's my party, and I'll cry if I want to, because we had that experience on Sunday. We went to a super, super nice resort here, really, really nice resort here that we were gifted a night stay at. We did the indoor water park, we had the birthday cake, we had the special mommy-daughter time, and it was wonderful. But her experience of it was a little bit different, because she's had past experiences there with her dad, who she hasn't seen or talked to in about 5 months now. And you experience this, especially when there's someone you love and someone you deeply care for. You experience a projection of everyone else's emotions and feelings. And when you're in the state of taking it personally, you're in the state of taking on pain, because it just feels like that's what it is. I experienced her pain, and I had to remind myself, she's processing, she's processing, she's processing. When we were children, we had to process a lot as well, and we didn't have the tools, the insight, the awareness, the knowledge, the wisdom that we have as adults. So consider yourself in a very, very lucky, valuable place. Not even lucky, but valuable. In a very valuable place in your life because you have an entire bank of wisdom to pull from, lessons, learnings, opportunities to extract from. And especially inside the container of the program, your RTT sessions extract you and help to separate and differentiate between the pain and the potential and your personal power. So those are there, they're yours, use them, go to them, really, really embody the power that all of your recordings are programming and hardwiring into your unconscious, and really shifting and changing and transforming the beliefs that you have about yourself, because those are the things that are getting shared with others, especially with those that you love. And when you can tell yourself it and allow yourself to be in the state of, I'm not going to take it personal, you allow yourself to be in a state of personal power. And that is what really moves you through all of the things that you get to experience with much more ease, with much more flow, with much more grace. So uh, this morning there was projection of getting ready for school, and her school has a dress code, it has a uniform, and it has to be black bottoms, and she had dark blue leggings, and she knows this, we've had this discussion several times. And so I asked her to change. I said, honey, you've got to wear black, those are navy blue. They're not black, they're not navy blue. Okay, well, here's a pair of black. I said, compare the color. What differences do you notice? Instead of making her wrong and yelling at her, because when I grew up in that type of environment, and it led me to choosing partners with the same types of traits. Very toxic, very demeaning, very demanding, very, oh, that didn't feel good type of traits. And so questions get us curious, questions open and expand our mind, whereas being told to do something contracts and closes it. And when we are in a contract closed state, we're not in a state of receiving the opportunity to learn and to grow. And that is what I'm all about. So I asked her, what differences do you notice in the color? There's black and there's the ones that you're wearing. And that's all I had to say. And I said, I'm going to go warm up the car because it's cold in the mornings, and I'll meet you downstairs. Sure enough, she came down in a minute, and then came down with almost this attitude of, I didn't like that you were right. A little chip on her shoulder. And I can say we all know someone who, or many, who are walking around with chips on their shoulders, and they project that chip onto us. It feels heavy, it makes us feel energetically lopsided, it makes us feel off, and they feel like, just like we feel like when we have one on our shoulders, I don't want this, and we want to get rid of it. And in her effort to get rid of the thing that she didn't want, which is that energetic emotion and feeling, she expressed it. And she expressed it with words and language like we all do. And she said, why didn't you even get me anything for my birthday? I stood there after hearing the words. Literally, this is what I did. I took in a deep breath. I held it at the top, and then I slowly let it out. And she's standing there, just witnessing me, just watching me do this. And I said, I really enjoyed celebrating your birthday with you and all the things that you got from me and from others. And I knew as I was exhaling and releasing my breath, she's hurt. It was a cry to feel loved from the pain that she feels from someone else is getting projected onto me, is getting shared with me. And I had a choice in that moment. I could have snapped back. I could have unleashed. I could have yelled. If we were going to stand there and have that conversation, we were going to be late for school, and I knew that I wanted to go to yoga, and that is important to me, and my self-care and my quality of life allows me to really connect with myself, and we all have the things that we have that allow us to do that, allow us to embody, embrace, and experience that. And that's one of them for me. And your self-care Sundays, they're each week there to guide you, support you, give you ideas if you need more, if you're stuck ever in that area. And in yoga, I realized BACC. And I was like, what is this? Things come in, things channel, things are for us. And I heard the letters, I saw them, and I heard them, BACC. And I heard the attitude, because I can, like with that kind of like, my internal voice was like, because I can, right? And a lot of times have experienced a lot of past pain with those words. People who've said that to us, our parents, our caregivers, our teachers, our best friends who were being mean to us, and we had to take it, right? And when we wonder why are we don't often externally express asking that question, but we ask ourselves that why are they doing this to me? Why am I being treated this way? You're someone I love, you're someone I care for, you're someone who I thought loved and cared for me. Why are you doing this? This hurts. And I heard that question, why? And I heard this internal response, because I can. And then I heard the most important part, the BA part, the begin again. And I felt this, right? We get in this state of like, okay, daughter's kind of being this morning. And then I'm driving. We get stopped behind the bus with the little stop thing out. We've got this little special way we go out of our neighborhood. If we see that the first bus stop has been picked up, we try and like go out the other way to try to beat the next bus stop, or else I know it's going to add a couple minutes to our commute. So we try to beat the bus. We do that every morning. Try to beat the bus, beat the bus. And today we got stopped behind the bus. Stop sign was out, and I felt this. Why is the bus there? Oh my gosh, we're gonna be late. The story that was in my head, and then I dropped my daughter off, kiss her goodbye, tell her I love her. I was quite proud of myself. Okay, you took a moment for yourself, and I don't know what that was about. I get to this light that's almost always red because it's a left turn arrow. Lo and behold, it was green. I looked at it and I was like, thank you. I received this gift. Thank you for this light being green. It's like, I know you're frustrated. I know you're frustrated. Here you go. Like a beautiful gift of receiving from the universe. And I received it. And I was like, thank you, God. I really appreciate that. I received. Allowed myself to receive the goodness. And so when I was in yoga, I was like, what do you do in those moments that don't feel like you're receiving goodness? What do you do in those moments where you feel like you're receiving this kind of feeling? And then the acronym BACC came to mind, and it was like, because I can. I'm like, ew, that doesn't feel good. What else? Well, begin again. Begin again because I can. BACC. And I received the opportunity to begin again. I could have let all that ruin my day. I could have let all of that set the stage for how the rest of my day was going to go. I could have let that be the lens which I was going to view the rest of my day through. And I thought, no, screw that. I want to have a good day. Why? Because it feels a lot better to have a good day than it does to have a bad day, despite the way your day starts, despite the foot that steps down first. If it's one foot that steps down out of the bed, like, did you wake up on the wrong side? No, I woke up on the same side that I always wake up because that's my side. And so, no, that wasn't it. And we can get irritated when people say things like that to us. And so I heard BACC, begin again because I can. Or BABC, whatever you want to say, begin again because I can, if you want to get super formal with it. However, whatever most resonates and lands best with you. So begin again because I can. And I thought, that feels really good. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And that doesn't require any additional effort from me. It just allows me to be in a state that feels good. Why? Because I can. Because I can just say, that's already in the past. And that was projection of someone else's pain. And we know that when someone's projecting pain, it's really a call for love. And so can think loving thoughts towards that person. In this example, think loving thoughts towards my daughter. I hope she's having a fun day. I hope that she laughs today. I hope that she gets an opportunity to share today. I hope she gets an opportunity. And I'm going to ensure that I connect with her, that I hold space for her to show her love. Why? Because I can. Because I don't have to hold on to that little tiny incident that occurred this morning. Because she desires to experience love. I desire to experience love. And that is a co-creation. Love is co-creation. I have this relationship and co-creation with myself, as do you with yourself, and with others. So if I can allow myself to experience love and begin again because I can, and show myself love, show myself gratitude, show myself forgiveness, show myself acceptance, and then I can choose to begin again because I can. So BACC or BABC. And it's just a beautiful just awareness. And so it's like that acronym, right? Remember when everyone used to wear those bracelets that were super popular, WWJD, what would Jesus do? Well, Jesus would begin again. Jesus would extend love. Jesus would extend forgiveness. Jesus would extend understanding, forgiveness, acceptance, and most of all, love, right? Because God is love. So, if we are going to embody and embrace what we desire, understanding that we desire love, everyone desires love, and it is our highest core value. We've talked about the frequency and the energy of that before. Begin again. When we realize we're not in the state of receiving or experiencing or expressing love, we don't have to, we get to begin again. Why? Because we can. So, I hope this acronym lands with you. I hope it serves you. I hope it carries you throughout your day, throughout your week, throughout your month, throughout the year. Whatever your vision is, whatever your goals are, whatever your plans are, whatever your hopes are, whatever your dreams are for this year, recognize and realize that when they're not here yet, because they're on their way, and you get to begin again because I can. If you feel like you've ventured off the path for you, or you've made a wrong turn, or you realize, you know what, this isn't for me, and this is an old past pattern that I'm continuing to repeat. Awareness, acceptance. You've heard me say this a million times. So this is the beginning of the journey. And every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. Pretty sure that's a song. I sing it to myself in yoga. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. And I just felt like, oh, yes, there actually is no such thing as ending. There's always beginning. I get to begin it again because I can. So you can call it an ending if that's what you desire to call it, if that feels good for you, if it feels like, yes, 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 that's ended, it's over, I don't have to experience that anymore. But again, ending is like a closing kind of energy. Go with whatever feels best for you. But I like beginning. Beginning is like, this excitement of creation, and I get to begin again. It's a new, it's like a restoring, it's a newness. So begin again because I can. And in my body, that just feels like, yes, 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 it feels so much better. That feels so good. I'm going with that. Screw endings. Why do we want to focus on the ending of something, right? A lot of times there's pain, there's trauma connected and associated to that. The ending of a relationship, the ending of a life from someone that we loved. It feels like, oh, I wish I had that back. But beginning again feels like, okay, let's do this. Here we go. Begin again because I can. Or if you're cool like that, begin again because I can. All right, you guys. I love you. Sending you all the love. Let me know in the comments how this resonates, where this lands for you, and how you utilize it throughout your days, your weeks, your months, your years, and your lifetime. Sending you so much love. Bye for now.